Okay, so to start, we're going to start with the main riff. We're going to go to the E string. We're going to strike it on the second fret of the E string twice. Then we're going to go to 4 on the A string, back to the second on the E string. Then 5 on the A, back to 2 on the 6, back to 4 on the A, and back to 2 on the 6. And then we're going to go to the second fret of the A string, and then second fret of the A string, then 5 on the 6, 4 on the 6, 5 again on the 6, then second fret of the A string, 5 on the 6 on the E string, then 4 and open string, open E string. Let's go one more time. I would recommend to do everything upstrokes. That's actually how it sounds. You can do alternate pick, and there's not a lot of difference. But well, on the original recording, he plays it all upstrokes. So we repeat the same movement 3 times. And the last time we're gonna go twice on the E string, 4, second fret of the E string, 5, second on the E string. Everything is the same. And then what we're gonna do after we go from 5 to second, we're gonna do 4 on the A string and go to the second fret of the A string. And then we're gonna go to D power chord and E power chord. You can do it as a regular, like standard chord. You can do that, but it's basically a D power chord and an E power chord. So okay, during the verses we have 3 different movements. Along with the same idea. It's the same idea, but we're gonna do different things. So the main one, it's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the open A string. We're gonna strike it 3 times, and then we're gonna go to 7, 6, and 5. 7 on the D string, 6 on the G string, and 5 on the B string. That's the movement. Then we're gonna go 3 times. Again on the open A string, and we're gonna go to 6 on the D string, 4 on the G, and 5 on the B. Then again open A string 3 times, and we're gonna go to 4 on the D string, 2 on G string, and 3 on the B string. It's the same thing right here. The only thing that is we move it 2 frets, and then again 3 times, and we're gonna go on. We're gonna play an A chord. It's open A string, second on the D, and second on the G. Then we're gonna strike one more time, and we're gonna go to 4 on the E string, and play open A string just 1 time. Let me show you in a slow tempo. That's the main movement. Then we're gonna change. We're gonna do open A string 3 times. We're gonna play the same thing, 7, 6, and 5, and then we're gonna play the open A string 4 times. Okay, just 4 times. And we're gonna do the same thing, 6, 4, and 5. Then open A string 4 times, and we're gonna go 4, 2, and 3. Same thing. Then again open A string 4 times, and we're gonna play again an A chord. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go to 4 on the G string. We're gonna strike it on 4, do a pull off to the second fret, and then a pull off to the open G string. And the same thing goes with the D string, 4, pull off to the second, pull off to open D string, and then same thing on the A string, 4, 2, open A string. And now the next movement, it's pretty much the same thing, and this is the one that we're gonna repeat along the whole song, all the verses. We're gonna play more of this than the other ones. We play the other ones at the beginning of each verse, but this one is the one what we are gonna do a lot of times. So it's basically 4 times on the open A string, and then 7, 6, and 5, and then open A string 4 times, and we're gonna go 6, 4, and 5. The same thing. The only thing that we're gonna add this note. We're gonna add the 7th fret on the E string. Okay. The most important notes are the D string, G, and B string, but we need to add this one. It's kind of an awkward position. If you cannot do it, you just stick with the other note without this one. Just play it that way, and it's gonna sound good. Don't worry. Then the same thing. 4 times open A string, and we move it. It's like the other one. The only thing we add is the 5th position on the E string. Then again, 4 times, do an A chord, and then we strike again, 4, and open A string, the same thing we did before. Okay, so before we end each verse, we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do that after we play. After that, we do this. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna strike on the open A string just 1 time. Then we're gonna go to 9 position on the E string, and we're gonna go and do this. 7 on the D string, 9 on the G string, and 10 on the B string. Then we're gonna play open A string again, and we're gonna do an E chord. It's 7 on the A string, 9 on the D, and 9 on the G. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna strike an open E string, 2nd fret of the E string, and we're gonna do a D chord, open A, or you can just play open D, 2nd fret of the G, and 3rd on the B. And then 2nd fret of the E string, 4, and we're gonna do an A chord. Let's go one more time in slow tempo. Let's go again. And then the chorus comes in. Okay, during the chorus we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do that. So we're gonna start doing an F sharp power chord. We're gonna use the 2nd fret of the E string and 4 on the A string. We're gonna just strike it once. Then we're gonna strike an open E string and gonna go again to F sharp. There's a tiny silence, so you just can drag the strings, and then again we strike F sharp twice. Let me show you. That's the movement. Then we're gonna go to a D chord. It's open D, G, and B on the second fret of the G and 3rd fret on the B. We're gonna strike it once, and then we're gonna do an harmonic. We're gonna go to the 7th fret, okay? And between the 7th fret and the 8, we're gonna put the finger right here. Okay, on top of in the middle of the 7 and 8, and we are not gonna do any pressure on this one, because if we press it, it's gonna be like, and we don't want that. We just put the finger right there, don't make any pressure, and you're gonna feel like a tiny tickle on your finger, and it's gonna sound like that. Okay, and after you do that, you just use the tremolo bar. And then we repeat the same thing. Same thing. And now we're going to change. We're going to do a D chord. We're going to strike twice. And then we're going to do is we're going to strike an open D string twice. Then 4 on the A string and 2nd fret on the A string. And then we're going to go to an A chord. And we're going to strike it 3 times. Okay? And then we're going to go to 4 on the E string, 2nd on the E string, and we're going to do an E chord, open E string and 2nd fret on the A string. We strike it twice, and then we're going to go to the 4 position on the E string, and we're going to do a kind of a tiny bend. And then the next section comes in. Okay, after we do the bend on the 4 position on the E string, we're going to do the following. We're going to do that. So we're going to go to the 4 position on the G string, the 4th fret, and we're going to do a bend. And when we are on the upper part of the bend, we strike again. That's the movement. Gotta be real fast. And then we're gonna go to 2nd fret of the B string, and we're gonna go to 5 on the B string and do a pull off to the 2nd, then 3 on the B, pull off to the 2nd. That's the movement. And then 5 on the G string, 2nd fret again on the B string. And now what we're going to do is 5, pull off to 4, and 4, pull off to 2. Then 4 on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, then 4 on the D string again, pull off to the 2nd. And then again, 4 on the A string, 2nd on the D string, 4 again on the A string. We're gonna do a pull off to the 3 and 3 pull off to 2. And when we do a 3 pull off to 2, we need to do this. We need to do a hammer on from 2nd to 3rd and pull off back to 2nd, and we repeat the same movement. Let's go again one more time. And the last time we do a pull off to the open A string. Okay, so after the previous section, when we do a pull off to the open A string, we're gonna do an A chord, and we're gonna strike 3 times, and we're gonna do the same thing than before. Same thing is open the A chord 3 times, 4 on the G on the E string, and 2nd on the E, an E chord, power chord twice, and then we're going to go to 4 and do a small bend. And the next section, we're going to do that. So it's going to be an F chord, F power chord, F sharp power chord. So it's 2nd and 2nd fret on the E string and 4 on the A string. We're going to strike it once, and then we're going to do an open E string, and we're going to strike again, but this time we are pressing on the 4 position on the A string. And strike again an F sharp, 2nd and 4. And now the next thing, we're going to do that. It's the same thing we did here with an harmonic, but we're going to do it right here between the 2nd and the 3rd. We put the finger right there without doing any pressure, and we strike it twice. We're going to do that. And then what we're going to do an F sharp power chord again, 2nd, 4. Then we're going to go to 4 and 6, G sharp, and then we're going to go to an A power chord, 5 and 7. We do that. Then after that, we go back to 4 and 6, G sharp, and then again to F sharp, 2nd and 4th. And then again, we do the open E string and the 4 position on the A string. See? Or you can do an E chord. Or sorry. You can do that. And to finish that section, we're gonna go to 2nd fret again, F sharp. We're gonna go do that, 2nd and 4th, and then we're gonna end it on the 4 and 6, a G sharp. And we start again, F sharp on E chord, again F sharp. We do a harmonic again, and we go again, 2nd and 4th, F sharp, and then we're gonna go to G sharp, 4 and 6, and we're gonna end it with a D power chord and an E power chord, or you can do that. Let's go again one more time. And then the second verse, it's the same thing we did before. And then on the chorus, the next chorus, the second chorus, there is a small change. Okay, so on the second chorus, we're gonna do something different. On the first one, we did that. But on the second one, we're gonna do something different. What we are gonna do, we're gonna start from the seventh fret on the B string. So we're gonna strike once, and then we're gonna go to the 9th position on the E string, and do a pull off from 9 to 5. And then we repeat the same movement, but we move 1 fret. So from 7 to from 7. 9 to 5, then 8, 10 to 6, 9, 11 to 7, 10, 12 to 8, 11, 13 to 9, then 12, 14 to 10, 13, 15 to 11, 14, 16 to 12, 15, 17 to 13, and we're almost done, 16 from 18 to 14, and the last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna strike 17, and we're gonna strike 19, you can strike it twice, and then slide. Now it's gonna be the hard version. There's a different version that you can do. It's a lot easier. You will need to do the same thing. It's 7 on the B string, then strike 9, and instead of doing the pull off to the 5th in this case, is going to be 9 pull off to the open E string, and the same thing. We just move 1 fret. And that's pretty much about it. After that, it's the same thing we did before. And then after that, it comes an interlude. It's gonna be a we're gonna do that. So the first thing we do is we're gonna go to an F sharp power chord. We're gonna strike it twice, and then we're gonna just drag it. We're gonna play an A chord, and after we strike it twice, we do a muted. We just mute the strings, and we strike twice again. Then again an E power chord. Again, strike it twice with the muted strings. And again, we start again with the same thing, F sharp. And now this time on the second round, we're gonna go to a D chord, or you can do an D power chord, which is, you can do it like that, and then an E chord, or D and E. You can do that version, it's the same thing. And then we repeat again F sharp, again A, and again F sharp, and we end it with D and E, the same thing we did before. Let me show you. Now, the last time when we end, we do. There's no muted strings and there's nothing like that. We just D and E or D and E, and then the solo comes in. Okay, so with the solo, we're gonna start doing tapping. We're gonna start right here. We're gonna do that. So we're gonna go to 11. On the G string, everything it's gonna be on the G string right now. It's 11 and 14. So we're gonna put the 11 and the 14 both at the same time because we need to do power off and we need to do pull offs and hammer ons. So it's 11, 14, and we're gonna strike on the 18 of the G string. We're gonna strike it, pull off to 14, and 14 pull off to 11, and back to 14. That's the movement. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna strike 18 again, pull off to 14, and then we're gonna repeat the same movement than before. 18, pull off to 14, pull off to 11, hammer on to 14. And that's the movement. It's and we get to do it real fast. And then we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to move this finger, this one, to the 19. And it's going to be 19, 19, pull off to 14, 14, 11, and back to 14. Okay? Now, the last time we do that, we're going to do a hammer on from 11 to 13, and we're going to go to 14. And we're going to do that. We're going to do hammer-ons and pull-off without using this hand. And with this hand, we need to use the tremolo bar. And when we just go back to the original pitch, we're going to do on the 9, we're going to do a bend. We're going to strike the 10 on the B string and do a new bend on the 9 of the G string. Let's go one more time. Okay, so the next section. We're going to do that. So we're going to go to the E string. We're going to strike 17, 16, and 14. Then we're going to go to 17 on the B string, and we're going to do a bend and then a vibrato on the upper part. Then again, 14 on the E string, 16, and then 17 again. And we're going to strike 17 one more time, and we're going to do a bend and a tiny bit of fill. Now the next movement, we're going to do that. So we're going to go to 14, we're going to strike it, hammer on to 17, back to 14, then 17 on the B string, 14 on the E string, back to 14. That's the movement. Then 17, pull off to 15, 15, pull off to 14, and then we're going to go 15, pull off to 14 again. One more time. Then 16 on the G string, back to 14 on the B string, and we're going to do 16, pull off to 14 on the G string. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do that. We're going to go to 16 on the G string, we're going to do a bend, and we're going to strike on the 17 on the B string while we are doing the bend. And then we strike both at the same time again, and we do the release. After that, we're gonna go on the G string to 14, and we're gonna stay on the 17 on the B string, and we're gonna strike both at the same time again. And the next movement, 14 on G string, hammer on to 16, and then 16, hammer on to 17. Let's go one more time. Okay, so the next section. We're going to do something like that. I played it a little bit slower than the original tempo, and it's kind of important. We got to do this really fast. If you're not used to play fast, maybe you're gonna hurt yourself. So try to warm the hand before you try to do this, or try to do in slow tempo, and then try to do a little bit faster. If your hand hurts, please stop, because you can actually hurt yourself. I had injuries in the past, and it's not funny. You can be like I don't know, 7 or 8 months without playing, because you cannot play until you heal. So it's not good. Try to play it, and if your hand hurts, please stop, rest for a few minutes or a few seconds, and then just try again. Okay? So what we're gonna do after that, it's what we did before. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do a hammer-ons and pull-off. Okay? And it's the same movement. We're gonna go from 14 to 17, and we're gonna repeat the same movement. Then we're gonna go to 16 and 19. We're gonna strike it just 3 or 4 times. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to 17 and the 21. Okay? We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna go to 17 and 19, and then 16 and 19. Let me show you. And after that, we're gonna go to 14. We're gonna go 14, hammer on to 15, and pull off to 16 again. It's just one movement. And then we're gonna go to 17 on the B string. We're gonna do a bend strike on the 17 on the E string, and do a new bend. It's like the thing we did before. Same thing. Bend, 17, and a new bend. Okay, so the next section after, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to 17 on the B string, 14 on the B string, 16 on the third on the G string, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna do that movement. So we're gonna strike on the 14 on the G string. We're gonna do a hammer. We're gonna just hammer the 16, then pull off to 14 on the D string, and back to 16. That's the movement. So and we repeat the same movement, 14, 16, 14, 16, 14 again on the G string, 16, 14, 16, again 14 on the G string, 16, 14, and 16 on the D string. Let's go one more time. And the next movement, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go to 13 on the G string. We're gonna do a hammer on and a pull off back to 13, and we repeat the same movement. And we end it on the 16 of the G string. And the next movement, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do something like that. It's gonna be 12 on the E string. We strike 12, hammer on to 14. And 16. Just strike it once with the picking hand. 12, 14, 16. Same thing, 4, 12, and 16. 4, 12, and 16 on the A string. Then 11 on the D string, 12 and 14. And then we're gonna go on the same string, on the D string, we're gonna go 14, 16, and 18. Now on the G string, same thing than before, 14, 16, and 18. And now on the B string, it's 15, 17, and 19. And now to finish, it's going to be 16 on the E string, 17, and 19. And after you strike on the 19, do a bend like going to the 21st band, and then 19 without the bend, and you just slide. Let me show you in slow tempo. Or you can do that. You can do 16, 17, 19, pull off back to 17, and then the bend. Okay, so after the solo, a new verse comes in, and it's the same thing we did before. The verses are the same. We just play the exact same thing. Then on the chorus, it changes a little bit. Again, we change on each chorus. So on the chorus, we're gonna do, at least on the first part, the same thing. After that, it's the same thing. On the previous chorus, we did that. So now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do that instead of. So we're gonna do we're gonna put the finger between the 4th and the 5th. Same thing we did on harmonic. It's on the 4th, okay? And then we're gonna strike between the 5th and the 6th, the G string, B string, and the E string. Okay, the same thing we did right here. We're gonna do that. And the next thing is the same thing. Now we're gonna change again. On the first one we did. On the other one, we did something like that. And on this one, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do that. So we're gonna go to the 12th on the B string. We do a bend, and when we are on the upper part of the bend, we strike it again. That's the movement. After that, we're gonna go to 9 on the E string, hammer on to 12, and pull off back to 9. That's a movement. And now we do the same thing than before. We just move one step. Bend on the 13, 10, 13, pull off back to 10, then 14, bend, strike for the second time, 11, 14, pull off back to 11. Same thing on the 15, 15, bend, strike it again, 12, 15, pull off back to 12, and then we go to 16, same thing on 16, 13, 16, and pull off back to 13. And we end that section. You can end it on the 16 on the B string, or you just can play on the 14 on the D and on the G. You can do that. And after that, we repeat the same thing, the exact same thing, and the only thing that changes, it's the end of the song. We're gonna play something like the same thing we did with the interlude. We're gonna do. We're gonna do that. So with the interlude, we did F sharp, A, and E, and then F sharp, D, and E. But now we're gonna do F sharp, A, and E. We just repeat the first part, the first section of that. So it's A, F. Remember to do the muted strings. And same thing, we repeat the same thing until the song ends. And that's it.